Hello, classmates. Here we are, the second part of chapter 7. And of course, you have your book right there and something to write on and something to write with. And off we go. When we have to give bad news to customers, it can be a very tricky thing. And I read some of the situations that you described in last week's assignment, especially when it comes to retail and the restaurant business. You have a lot of experience with that already. So here is what can be done. Here's what is recommended as far as dealing with disappointed customers. Well, of course, calling the person. This assumes that you are not in the same room with the person, of course. Describe the problem and apologize right away. Start with that. Then explain the reasons why the problem occurred, what you're going to do to resolve the problem, and how to prevent this problem from happening again. Very powerful, these things. And I'd like to introduce you to Lara. Lara is a good buddy of mine, and Lara stands for how to handle face-to-face bad news conversations or conflict situations. L stands for listen, A stands for agree, R stands for respond, and A, the last A, stands for add on to it. It means that first we need to shut up and listen and let the person do all the talking and get things off his or her chest. Then we need to find something we can agree with. Even if it's something like, I can hear that this is really upsetting to you. Then respond to the actual topic, preferably using data. And finally, add something on, how you wanted to continue or suggestions, these kinds of things. Okay, keep that in mind. How do we deal with those disappointed customers? Well, if it's a really big deal, and that depends on the business you're in, follow up with a letter that again details the discussed phone call, and of course promoting goodwill. And that means including a freebie of some kind. Oh, and here is our friend Lara again. Listen, agree, respond, and add. Remember that? And how do we deliver bad news person to person? We need to first make sure that we have all the data, all the information that we could possibly need. And yes, better rehearse this. Prepare and rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Then in the first part of the conversation, explain the history of whatever is going on, the present, and then look forward toward the future. Sometimes it is the best to have somebody else there, another pair of ears and eyes. They don't need to take an active role, just to be there to witness. And also think about the timing. And by that, I mean, make sure to say something along the lines of, we have 30 minutes to talk about this, set clear limits. And finally, give the other person time to react to it. And that can be a stormy outburst, that can be crying, that whatever it may be. Anybody seen Up in the Air, the movie? Now, your assignment from this lecture is to watch this clip and then to figure out where these parts appear in this clip. Okay, there's an assignment, a Dropbox set up for that with the YouTube video embedded. And remember our friend Lara, listen, agree, respond, and add. Now, do you remember our communication style second week? And most of our classmates were which one? And mine was which one? So think about how you would prepare a conversation like that if your manager is supporter relator, analyzer thinker, promoter socializer, or controller director. Pretty cool stuff, right? We will do that. Now, something that has been tossed around a lot is the constructive criticism. And what the heck does that actually mean? More often than not, it's just criticism, right? So, number one, we focus on the facts. And that is also called C-type conflict, so cognitive. It's something rational. Then we need to provide proof, evidence to support this, using positive language. Again, focusing on what can be done rather than what can't be done. And finally, provide possible solutions. Here's one of my favorite things. So a complaint without a suggestion for a solution is just whining. And that just won't work in the business world. And that's it. I'll see you on Tuesday.